had to arrange for what do you call that, a golf cart. We didn't have one available, and we were running around trying to sign autographs and do everything we could to be here for you. So I appreciate you being patient. Here's your microphone back.
No, you take that.
Oh, I take that one. Okay, cool.
Is it cool if I hang out with you and ask some questions? Or
yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's have a seat. Enjoy the question. You gonna stand? All right.
Well, sometimes I stand, sometimes I sit. I don't like to sit that much. How are you? Jesus Christ, can you get any closer? I mean, what the fuck? She's right here in my lap here. Sort of intimidating to have people that close to you. What's your name, sir?
I'm Sully, sir.
Sully, good to see you. Robert Patrick, nice to meet you folks. Okay, who's got a question? Sully's got one.
I'll start.
You guys recording this? Who's recording this?
Yes, sir. That's being recorded and sent to Twitch.
Wow, we're on Twitch, huh? Okay. Well, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. You probably got your family at home polishing your Harleys, getting them ready for that late afternoon Father's Day ride you're going to do around here. We have any Harley Davidson lovers out there?
I love them.
Right here.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. It's not a motorcycle riding crew. All right. I'm relaxed now. Go ahead.
Hey, we did ask before you came out if we had any Sons of Anarchy fans, and a lot of people said, hell yeah. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about your time on Sons.
Well, Kurt Sutter's a friend of mine. I've been riding Harley Davidson since I was about 18, 19 years old. Kurt had heard that I'm a member of a motorcycle club. The club that I belong to is called the Booze Fighters Motorcycle Club, originated in 1946, Los Angeles, California, post-World War II. Booze Fighters is about, I think the club's about 4 years older than some of the other clubs you might know or have heard about. We're the only motorcycle club that's in the Harley-Davidson Museum. The movie The Wild One was based on our club. Lee Marvin played our founder, Wino Willie. We were founded by a gentleman named Wino Willie. And Wino was a door gunner in World War II. And he came back and started raising hell in Los Angeles and founded the Booze Fighters. A lot of people hear that name, Booze Fighters, and they think, well, it must be, it's an alcoholic club. So they either quit drinking or they're still drinking. Which do you think it is?
Quit drinking.
They still drink. They still drink. A lot of drinking and a lot of fighting. Not by me. Not by me. So Kurt had heard about that and he asked me to come do Sons of Anarchy, and he had also heard that I was a fan of the show, and I enjoyed the show very much, so I was honored to come in and play Les Packer. And I think Les is the president of the San Bernardino chapter. Excuse me. And I was a friend of Jax Teller's father.
John.
And so when it was time to do the mayhem vote and sentence Jack to death, it was a tough decision for my character. I don't know if you remember that. It was a tough thing to tell him that, you either have to do it yourself or we're going to do it for you. So that's how that went down. Does anybody follow Mayans?
Yes.
So Les Packer has continued on in Mayans. He was the bridge between the Mayans and Sons of Anarchy in the first episode. And I think Les Packer right now is dying of cancer in season 4, and they keep talking about him, but they've introduced my younger brother, who is just an evil person. I watched the final episode. It's just awful how terrible this guy is, my younger brother. I forget what his name is in the show. And Les Packer is still alive. And I can see you people are all very, very excited about this story.
Attentive.
You're all very, very attentive, yeah. So Les is dying of cancer, and I don't know what's going to happen to the Mayans from here on out. But Kurt is no longer involved with the show, so He's the executive producer and the creator, but I don't think he's actually still involved on a daily basis. But I have one of his motorcycles at my dealership. Harley Davidson of Santa Clarita. I own that dealership in Santa Clarita, California, and I have his bike, and I have Emilio Rivera's bike on display there. I have the bike that I rode in Mayans on display there. So come on down to Harley Davidson of Santa Clarita. All you Harley Davidson enthusiasts, which we've already established is about 4.
That might be 4 new customers.
Who knows?
There's actually a pretty good sized Harley Davidson in Fife, right around the corner.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Yes, I went over there and did a little reconnaissance,
Smart man.
looking for new ideas.
Well, another topic that came up and something I'm excited about is Terminator 2.
Terminator 2, probably the greatest
Wow.
film ever made. Prove me wrong. Thank you for that response. I'm not sure when I throw that out there how it's going to go over. Yeah, I was very, very lucky and very proud to be a part of Terminator 2, obviously. My entire career is built on that film. So it's a hell of a thing to have in your wheelhouse. Not everybody has a Terminator 2 in their wheelhouse. So I'm very fortunate. Anybody have any questions about it? Sir.
Isaac Bronner from Yakima, Washington. I have a question. So I've always thought of Terminator 2 as one of those movies that was completely ruined by the marketing, in that to me it seemed very obvious that the entire beginning of the movie is a head fake, that you're the good guy and Arnold's the bad guy again. Until the moment in the back alleyway, in the back corridor in the shopping mall when Arnold tells John Connor to get down. And it seemed like the most perfect setup playing off the first movie, and it's a completely amazing run pool that's completely ruined by the trailers, which was Arnold's the good guy now.
Sure, hold this. I'm gonna ask him a
When
question.
they were directing you, when you were filming that, like, was that kind of an intention, or was that just like a happy accident that
I see the front row.
it was such like a great subversion of expectations in the first film?
That's a very good question. There was an attempt, a deliberate attempt to make sure that I was not revealed in the marketing. And there was a very deliberate attempt to not reveal the fact that I was the bad guy. So there was no marketing for the T-1000 prior to the film being released. And it was deliberately done because they didn't want anybody to know that I was going to be the bad guy, the villain. And I think that's what your question was.
Yeah, the previews I had seen, maybe it was after release, but it always, like, it didn't necessarily talk about the T-1000, but it talked about, like, the preview voice saying that Arnold's back this time, like, to protect. And so, maybe, maybe I saw different marketing stuff, but I always thought it was tragic how they kind of ruined the twist, but I guess I was.
I agree. No, I mean, I'm not being a jackass. I'm serious. I agree. Yeah.
Any other? We got one right here.
I kind of got
People,
two.
they
That'll
don't
be
know how
quick.
to market.
What was your favorite scene in Terminator 2, and how did you get those knives out of your fingers when you're the T-1000?
It's a very good question. Because the character that I'm voicing now, Logan, Wastelander's Wolverine for Marvel. I play Logan, old man Logan. I have Anthem. I can't even say it.
Adamantium.
Yeah, fucking A, I can't even say it. Anthem. And I had a hard time when I was recording that for Marvel. Anthem. Logan, goddammit. Yeah. The T-1000 did have that capability as well, didn't he? Yeah. Mimetic polyalloy, CGI. The first motion capture actor of all time. Unbelievable. You're looking at him. I know there's kids here. I love to use foul language when I have a microphone.
I heard a yes.
But I'm gonna stop.
They've heard it.
They gotta hear it sometime.
They've
Yeah,
heard
they
it
do.
before.
They probably shouldn't hear it from me. I'm super proud of it. I don't know how they did it. It's all CGI. There's a great documentary out right now about Steve Spaz Williams. Steve Spaz Williams. I think the documentary is called Spaz. It was just at South by Southwest, and I think, maybe Sundance too. Spaz created the liquid morphing element of that CGI, and later went on to create the dinosaurs for Jurassic Park. He's the man that came up with it all. And this documentary is about him because he never really got credit for it. Everybody else was accepting Oscars, and he was the man that actually did it. He's a great guy. Check it out. It's called Spaz.
Any more Terminator 2 questions? Right here in the front.
There was a man there. I saw his hand. I feel for him because he looks like he's had his hand up for a long time.
Playing the T-1000, taking it from not just Terminator 2, but taking it to Wayne's World and to Last
That was my idea.
What'd you spend?
Well, I interrupted your question. What did you say?
How was it really fun to take it from the original character to other movies?
Yes. It was a lot of fun, and they paid me a lot of money. I come from very humble beginnings, and so Lauren Michaels came up with the idea of putting me in Wayne's World, and Penelope Spheris, the director, she wanted me to do it. Mike Myers did not want me to do it. He was not happy about it at all. I found this out. He didn't get it. And I remember when we shot it, and I went to the Man's Chinese Theater to watch it with Penelope Spheris opening night. We watched it with an opening night crowd, regular paying audience. And that cameo got the biggest laugh. So, fuck yeah. But then, Arnold saw that when we did Wayne's World. He saw it, and he saw the cameo in Wayne's World. And so he was doing Last Action Hero, and he called me, and he said, Robert, I want you to do the cameo as the T-1000 in my new movie, Last Action Hero. And I said, okay, how much you gonna pay me? And he said, scale. Cheap bastard. No, I'm just kidding. That last part. I love Arnold. I was thrilled to do it. I was tickled. And it was a great experience doing that for him. He's a great guy. All kidding. Okay, everybody's very serious. Okay, Sully, this guy has a question right here. First, Sully, you have a question for Sully? Okay.
Go for it.
Go for it.
When you were acting in T-1000,
This is not for you. It's for me. No, go ahead. When I was acting, when I saw you moving my hands.
you were doing the knife hands when you were running. I used to run like that when I was a kid after watching that movie.
Were you?
I didn't realize until I got in the military, but you can't do knife hands when you're running.
Yes, you can. Who said that? You can always do knife hands. It helps cut through the air as you're going, man. Don't let anybody talk you out of using knife hands. By God.
I was wondering how you came up with that choice and how you embody and come up with different mannerisms for characters.
Well, that was the whole performance, was coming up with, how we were going to walk, how we were going to run. It had to be very specific so it all be tied together. There was different elements. There was CGI. There was Stan Winston's practical effects. There was the actual stunt effects, and everything had to be seamless. So James Cameron and myself wanted to be very specific with the walk and the run, and it had to be something that I always go back to, so you knew. Because if I was going to be the face of the T-1000, it had to represent all the way through the film. So it had to be a consistent performance that way. And running, you knew your hands could become things. So, and I was very sense aware. So I wanted, like at any time, if I got close, I could, you know, it was that whole theory. So that was really, you know, the whole performance. Dead silence.
Speaking of the face of the T-1000, you think you could give us the look?
I'm doing it. It's my wrestling face. It's my wrestling face, man.
I've heard of RBF, but that's a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen Terminator.
RTF, yeah. Sir.
I heard there was a rumor that they had a problem filming that original bike chase scene because you kept outrunning the bike.
Well, I didn't keep outrunning it. I outran it and caught him and said the movie's over. And James Cameron was like, Jesus, how fast can you run? And I said, I don't know, man. It was literally, I trained for 4 months prior to shooting that film to get in the shape to do the film. And then everything on that chase sequence was keyed off my running, so they had estimated how fast they thought I could do it. And they'd set the speed for everything. And everything was triggered on that. And so I know I come over the hedge and I go running after Eddie's stunt double on the motorcycle, and I tapped it, you know, it was over, game over. I got the kid. And they just sped everything up, you know, so I think it went from 13 miles an hour to 15 miles an hour. And I couldn't catch him at 15. So somewhere in there I was running, and I have no idea how fast. I've never been able to run that fast since. Before, it was only during that time period when I was in shape to play that character.
I can imagine the rush of that day and filming had to give a little extra boost in the tank.
I imagine so. Yeah, it was exciting. Very, very exciting.
Any other Terminator or any questions at all? We'll open
Has
it up.
anybody seen Peacemaker?
Yes. Yeah.
Just checking, just checking.
That dancing
Just
scene is
checking.
funny.
God, I was scared. Does anybody have any questions about Augie Smith?
Yeah, I saw hands.
This guy does. Hagenbacher, or Helgenberg, or what's that Breaking Bad T-shirt? What's that character's name?
Heisenberg.
Yeah, whatever. Heisenberg. Augie Smith. He's a genius.
It was supposed to be kind of, there was a tonal kind of thing in Peacemaker where a character was supposed to be like genuinely terrifying, but also like comedic and laughable.
Sure.
How did you work with James Gunn to kind of get that balance where, you know, people were genuinely scared of his character, but also he's kind of a doofus? Like, how did you get
Well, I don't think doofus is fair. I don't think doofus is fair.
Dancing for Peacemaker. Ask him that question.
I don't agree with you on that. He's the character is a genius. The terrifying part of him is he's a white supremacist. So I mean, if you're not scared of that, that's
And then there's some questions. You ask, right?
He's just an abhorrent person. And the way he raised his son and the conditions he did created Peacemaker, who's a very conflicted character. So it was important that I be really, awful. And I think we achieved that. But I don't know where the doofus part comes from. So I'm going to take offense to that. No disrespect. But yeah, he was an interesting guy, nonetheless. Maybe when I became the Ghost, maybe he was a little doofusy, perhaps. Okay, that's it. I'm going back to my table to sign autographs and take pictures and meet all you fine folks.
You gotta talk about Kenny Gallo from Scorpion a little bit.
How long is this panel?
No, we got about.
Because everybody's like, seriously, they're like falling asleep over
no,
here.
we're just-
This guy in the red shirt just got up and walked away in disgust. And he's the guy that drove me in the golf cart. And he's fucking walking out of here.
Even if you say
I
go
had it with this guy. Talking shit about the white dragon. Yes, sir.
That dance sequence in Peacemaker.
What about it?
Oh, God.
That's all James Gunn. James Gunn's a genius. Let me just tell you, I should have mentioned that when I was talking about Augie earlier. James Gunn is just a genius guy. I mean, he's up there with James Cameron. They're very, very creatively operating at a high level. So it was such an honor to be a part of Peacemaker and working with John Cena again. It was his idea. He wanted to have some sort of zany, production of dance sequence so that people wouldn't skip the button when they're going through the credits, in the introduction of the show. And it's literally his sense of humor came up with it. Carissa Barton did the choreography, and we all had to participate. We had to rehearse. We had to go to rehearsals on our days off. We had to learn how to do the dance. I sucked so bad that he gave me a special with that move that I do. And I threw my back out kind of doing that move, that thrust. But I was pretty proud of it.
Who's your favorite director to work with?
My favorite director to work with is probably James Mangold, but James Gunn is right up there.
Yeah.
I really enjoy James very much. He did a great job with Peacemaker, and I had a lot of fun working with him. Look forward to working with him again. But James Mangold has directed me in Copland and Walk the Line, and I think he's a fantastic
Both great
director.
movies.
Yeah, they're both great movies. Really, really proud to be a part of that. And the little fairy came over here and took a picture of me. I did. I saw you.
You definitely have a thing for working with directors with the first name James.
James.
There's a lot of them. James Cameron, James Mangold, James Gunn. That's true.
Yeah.
And none of them like to be called Jim.
Is that what you call him?
No.
What did you think about doing Double Dragon?
Double Dragon was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
You're a great villain in that movie.
I had a lot of fun. Kogashuka was a lot of fun. I wish the movie would have done better. Confused now. Man with baby, hand up, Father's Day, he wins. Go ahead. He's asked me one question. What, real quick.
I'm a sucker for long monologues in movies. What's your favorite monologue you've gotten to perform?
The one that I'm doing right now on Sirius XM, Logan, Wolverine, Wastelanders. There's a monologue in the first episode that's incredible. I love it. And I had a ball doing it. That's off the top of my head. It's voice acting, so it's, there's no visuals. It's like the old radio play, but I really love this Wastelander Wolverine series from Marvel. Sully, help me.
All right, next question. We got a gentleman in third row here.
Sully's getting paid for this.
No, I'm just here to hang with you, sir. For
Okay,
fun.
okay.
Yeah.
We should be drinking a beer right now. So.
So you said that you can't wait to work with James Gunn again.
Yeah.
Does that mean in some way or form you might be back for season 2?
Did you see the last shot of Peacemaker?
But
Do you remember what the last shot was? Do you want me to describe it to you? John Cena, Peacemaker, comes out, cracks a beer, sits on his stoop. A shadow passes in front. Camera's pulling back from John Cena. Shadow passes. Man sits down, and who is it? Augie Smith. His father. Laughing maniacally to his left as Eagley drops some catch, some rodent, and the camera kept pulling back. That's the last shot. I think that that's pretty convincing that I still occupy a spot in Peacemaker's head.
Are you gonna be back in more like than just like a kind of a voice or some kind of a psychic presence? I mean, you're a genius, so I don't know if
Genius,
you
I'm genius. I don't know. Whatever James Gunn comes up with, we're all at the mercy of James Gunn.
I actually really loved you in the faculty. I thought you were amazing and terrifying.
Robert Rodriguez, great director.
I was just curious. It made me think about how you were coaching that. So if you weren't an actor, is there any particular career or occupation you'd really like to have instead?
Boy, you know, if acting didn't work out, I don't know what the hell I'd be doing, to be honest with you.
Be a terrifying coach?
Right? Maybe I'd be a terrifying coach. I don't know if I had the education for that. You know, I only got through high school, so I'm not really equipped to do anything. Bullshit has been my life. My grandfather, one of my grandfathers was a lieutenant colonel in the United States Army. He served in World War I, World War II, Korea, Bronze Stars, somewhere along the way. And my other grandfather was a con artist. He was a con man. My mom's father was a con man. I think I take after him. So I probably would have been a con man.
Selling bikes.
I'm serious.
Selling bikes. Selling bikes.
That's an art. Con artist. I got this money-making scheme over here I want to talk to you about.
Do I get the Brooklyn Bridge?
Did she get the Brooklyn Bridge? Is that what she
That's
said?
what she said.
There you go.
With those blue eyes, you can talk to anybody into anything.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
Good to know.
Oh, look, we got another question over here. Great.
Yeah.
Do your motorcycle buddies make fun of you for any of your roles? And if so, which one?
The motorcycle club that I belong to, the Booze Fighters Motorcycle Club, they, I don't know if they actually make fun of anything I do. Any movies that I've been in. I mean, you know, there's certainly some things probably they look at and go like, why'd you do that? I don't know. Why, do you have one in particular? I mean, what do you know that I don't know? Why'd you do that? You know that one guy that shot you off that thing over? Why'd you do that? The script.
Script told you to.
Script told me to. I wouldn't let that happen to me. Not all the guys in my club sound like that too.
That's why you
They're
get
not
paid a
all
big
from
bucks.
the South. Yeah.
Are there
Sully, where are we in this?
we got 5-6 more minutes, and I've got a question.
Jesus Christ, that woman over there needs me to answer that question.
Oh, well, let's go to her first.
She's about ready to go to the bathroom in her pants over here. She's so upset. What's going on? I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
No, you're fine.
So I have
Hey, you got a microphone.
to change gears here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is weird.
Now,
Anyway.
you're the first person I heard.
So I really loved what when you would play the bounty hunter in Identity Theft with Melissa McCarthy.
Oh yeah, I did that movie
Yeah,
too,
when
didn't
you were
I?
in the brown bubble van.
Yeah, I was a skip tracer.
Yeah, took a tumble.
Yeah, I took a tumble and then
And then
she taped me all up with duct tape. Melissa McCarthy. And then she was feeling me up. She had me all taped up and I was at her mercy.
And she said you smelled
I
like
felt so
sandwiches.
vulnerable in that situation.
How many times did it
Melissa
take you to
was-
film that?
She got real close to me
She
and
did.
started
She
smelling my beard.
How many times did you guys have to film that?
Good, we had to film it a whole bunch of times because I kept laughing. I kept fucking up. Then she started getting pissed off. She was like, listen, goddammit, let's do this fucking take. Quit laughing. No, she was a lot of fun. And it was funny working with her. I mean, I just couldn't. It was really hard. And it was embarrassing that I couldn't quit laughing. But I was taped up like that for a long time. As a matter of fact, Jason Bateman is a friend of ours, and he took a picture with his iPhone of me taped up, because I've been taped up for most of the day. I was like, oh, This is going on and on. And he sent it to my wife going, he's being a real sport about this, so it was kind of funny. My pleasure. And she's a wonderful actress to work with. And Seth Gordon, I just worked with him again. He directed that, and I just did The Night Agent for Netflix, which is a new series coming out that Sean Ryan is the showrunner, and I worked with Sean on The Unit and something else that I can't remember. Oh, Last Resort. I did Last Resort for him as well. He created The Shield.
Which is a great show.
Are there any series that you're a fan of that are currently on that you'd like to be a part of?
Yes.
It's a good answer.
Thank you.
All right, next question. We got another mic in the audience there.
So one of my favorite television series, you were in one episode of, and I was just
The
wondering-
Walking Dead.
Well, I like that show, but no, I'm talking about Stargate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Stargate
you're Colonel
Atlantis.
Sumner. I love Colonel Sumner. Love you.
I had a lot of fun doing that.
So, were you a Stargate fan before or after?
Well, that was created, I mean, Stargate Atlantis was created based off Stargate,
The movie.
Yes, you
the other one. Sure, I mean, I'd seen it. I'd been but I had worked with the people that created Stargate Atlantis. I did a couple of Outer Limits. I don't know if you remember when they were making the Outer Limits. I did one, and then they asked me to do another one. So the writer, creator of that created Stargate Atlantis and asked me to come do the pilot. And I said yes, I would come do it. I didn't want to do the series. I didn't really want to move to Vancouver. So I didn't do the series. It was a great opportunity. People are walking out now, they're leaving me.
Have you got time for one more question?
Yes.
And this young
I
lady-
watched you. The series I watched on TV was Scorpion, and I don't know if you guys can talk about that because
Scorpion was a great show. Nick Santura created it about a bunch of misfits, and I played the federal agent that was the protector and handler for them.
And yes, that was amazing.
Great show.
Great show.
A lot of fun. Does anybody know the movie I did with John Cena prior to doing Peacemaker?
The Marine. The Marine.
Oh, good. Good. Just checking. I just talked to the creator of Scorpion, as I said, Nick Santura, and he's got some things going on. So hopefully we'll do something with him in the future.
Just a great show.
Yeah,
I
it's a
talked
great
a
show.
lot of things. Just it was great.
Family of misfits and people that don't normally fit in and all that kind of thing. Yeah, it was terrible the way it ended.
Yeah.
I think we've come to the end of our time. Is there anything else you want to share with the audience?
Did I mention Logan? Marvel Studios, Sirius XM. I don't know how long your drive is today, but I'm assuming that some of you have Sirius XM in your cars. You might want to download that podcast. It's a radio drama. It's really good. I'm very, very proud of it. I feel like there's some other stuff I should be talking about that I can or can't.
You never know anymore.
Well, everything, you can't talk about anything anymore. So I really can't tell you about anything that's coming other than there's a lot of really good stuff coming up down the pipeline. So stay tuned. Pardon me?
Does your wife ever see you?
She does. She does. And I'm very, very lucky that we've been married almost 38 years or something like that. It's a long time. I've got a great wife and 2 kids, and tomorrow night I'll celebrate Father's Day with them at my house. Yep. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Thank you for being here. It's been a real pleasure. Sully, give it up for Sully. The best MC I've ever worked with. All right. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Thank you for letting me show my support for you. Thank you. Bye-bye.